Okay, next here we have the pen tool. You'll be using the pen tool a lot because it helps you draw any object from zero. So if you just click and then click again, you'll create a straight line. If you press shift and click, you'll create also a straight line, and then when you see this circle thingy, you'll be closing your shape here. So you can easily create shapes if you just use the pen tool. Okay. You can also do something with the pen tool, which is if you press once and then press on another dot, but you hold your mouse and move it, you'll create a curve. This is very helpful in creating shapes. It will be really helpful later on. We'll see in an exercise in another video. Okay, now to delete these shapes that you created, if you don't want them, you just hit backspace on your keyboard once or twice. Same thing here, just choose this shape that you created and then hit backspace. Over here, I don't know why it's not being, oh okay, you have to click twice on it and then you backspace. To zoom in and zoom out, you can press Alt and then scroll wheel on your mouse. So just scroll in to zoom in and then scroll out to zoom out, but you have to be pressing Alt first. So if you don't press Alt, it's just gonna move up and down. Okay, next here we have the type tool. It's exactly the same as Photoshop or any other Adobe program. You just click and drag and then you can write anything you want in that box. And we'll also talk about the attributes for the type tool later on. But for now, all you need to know is just how to use it easily, which is just select it here and then you either click and drag to create a large box, or you just click once and then you just write anything you want. Then you can select or use the selection tool and then delete or backspace to delete the thing that you just did. Next we have here the line segment tool, which is kind of similar to the pen tool, but it doesn't create curves. It only creates straight lines. So you're gonna have, oh wait, see here we don't have the right color selected. So here we have a black fill color. So you're gonna notice that when I draw something, it's not really gonna show because these are lines. If you press on this arrow thingy, you will swap the colors, so this way you'll have the stroke as black and the fill as a no fill. But we'll talk about that later too. So now when you create a line with the line segment tool, you'll see a stroke line. You don't really have to use the line segment since you already know, or like you can use the pen tool to just create your lines, which is, I kind of find it easier than the line segment tool. You can do a lot more things with it. If you see your mouse looks different, your cursor is an X shape, it's probably because you have the caps lock on. So just press the caps lock again and then you'll find it normal again. Next we have the shapes window, which is mainly is going to be the rectangle over here. So to use the rectangle tool, you can click and drag to create a rectangle, or you can press shift, click and drag to create a square this way. Just delete those with backspace. If you like press on this window and then hold it, you'll have the other shapes that you can create, which is the round rectangle tool and the ellipse and the polygon or whatever. Let's see the ellipse. same thing, just click and drag. You can create this circle or the ellipse. If you press shift, you can create a perfect circle. To change the color of this shape that you created, you're gonna go to these two squares over here. The first one, the one on the front, is the fill color, and the one in the back is the stroke color. You can switch between them if you just click on this square. And if you double click on one of them, for example the fill color, you'll have all the colors here that you want, and just click on it and it will change the fill color to that object that you chose. You just need to remember that you have to select an object. You have to press on an object so you can change it. So for example here, I press on this one and it tells me that it's a green fill. So if I want to change it, I double click on it, choose maybe blue or any other color that you want, press OK, and you changed it. Let's Control Z that. Okay. Next, here we have the Paintbrush tool, which is kinda like Photoshop, but not really, because as we said before, Photoshop deals with pixels, which is easier when you using the Paintbrush. I'm gonna just create a new layer here and then show you how to. I'll show you how to do that later, but for now, so you'll notice here that you can't really work with this file normally. Like you have this sign here, so you can't use the Paintbrush tool here. That's because the file that you download from Digimap is a locked PDF file, so you can't edit it. So what we're gonna do is go to the file that we created before, the new file. You can do that by going up here and then going to this window. It's called Untitled because I didn't name it. So you can just press on it and then go to this new file. If you press on the V map, you'll go back to the file that we were working on before, which is this one. So I'm gonna just show you how to use the Paintbrush on the new file. So you just press and drag so you can create lines here. I think that you won't be using it too much in urban design because it doesn't give you exact shapes. It just gives freestyle. So you can actually sketch maybe if you'd like, but you can't design maps with it. So I just clicked on V to go to the selection tool. I'm gonna select everything here and then hit backspace. Okay, let's go back to the file, the map file that we downloaded. There it is. So, because this file is locked, I'm gonna show you how to move this map to a new file so you can edit it freely, absolutely freely, without having to, worry about locked files and stuff. So what we're gonna do is either hit Control A on the keyboard, which chooses everything in this file, or like before, you can just click and drag on everything and it will select the whole thing. Then you will need to hit Control C, which is copy, and then go to the panel, the other file that you opened up here, and then hit Control F. There we go. Control F is paste in place, so the exact same place that the map was on the previous file, it'll be pasted on the exact same place. If you hit just Control V, that will just paste it randomly in any place. So let me delete that. Let's see, Control V. See, it didn't paste in the same place that we had before. Hit Control Z to undo and Control F. Okay, I'm gonna close the file, the old file over here, and I'm not gonna save the changes. Okay. So if you want to resize this map to this document that you have here, just select everything, then go to one of the corners, photo in the corners, and then hit shift. Make sure that you hit shift because that will maintain the proportions, and just resize it, the whole thing down. Move it over here. Okay, for now I guess this is fine. Doesn't really matter right now. Okay, here we have the pencil tool, which also you won't really be using much. It's kind of like the paintbrush. It's not so different, but you can also use it like for sketching and stuff, I guess. The blob brush tool you won't be using, it's fine, you can ignore it for now. The scissors tool too, we'll have another tutorial on it later on if we have to.